Hey there, I'm Swan, and a couple of weeks ago I did a video about a survivor concept I had that was basically, what if the entity took a caveman? Since apparently the entity has existed since the dawn of time. So I thought that would be a neat little idea. This time I have something a little more fleshed out. I've come up with an original character concept for a killer based around the aesthetic of a 1930s mafia boss. I'll be going over his power, perks, backstory, and I also took the time to make some add-ons as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember to subscribe, share, and like if you did. Now, without further ado, I give you The Brute. Tony the Brute Brucino was known in his time as the greatest and most terrifying gangster in all of New York. Drugs, money laundering, contract killing. If there was a crime with a name, you could pay him to get it done. After a near miss with the police and a heated argument with his wife and daughter, he realized his life of crime may have led to riches. However, there was a burning thought in the back of his head. His family would be ruined if he were caught, or worse. That night, he decided to give up his underground empire and pass it on to his best friend, Angelo, the Angel of Death Valor. Angelo was Tony's second in command, the greatest capo of New York. He'd always looked forward to this day. He'd been waiting for it ever since he joined the mob, which he had to do after the death of his older brother, Joseph, who was killed by the police when Angelo was young. It was only after he took over that Angelo was told the truth about his brother. Killed in a shootout by the police, it was revealed Joseph was a member of the mafia working under Tony's wing to take care of his baby brother after their parents' murder. Word got out to Joseph that they were on Tony's hit list, as they both owed more money than they could pay in 1,000 lifetimes. Tony was given his title of the Brute the day that he killed the Valor brothers' parents. He never showed it, but he carried the weight of their deaths with him forever after, never forgetting the remorse he felt when he found a 9-year-old boy and his newborn brother hiding under the bed. Tony took them in and showed Joseph the ways of the mafia, and Angelo wanted to follow in his big brother's footsteps. When Joseph found out, he was furious. In a fit of rage, he took it upon himself to tell the authorities. A breach of omerta. When the police showed up, they knew they couldn't pass up the opportunity to take out the biggest mafia boss in the city. What they didn't expect was to find the body of Joseph sitting on his couch, full of lead. Nobody breaks the oath of omerta and gets away with it, especially if Tony's involved. Something in Angelo snapped. His brother was a traitor to the boss. His boss killed his brother and his parents, and there was no way he was going to let their murderer live the peaceful life that Angelo had always mourned. He knew what he was going to do, and didn't even think to hesitate. Tony's daughter was performing in a Broadway show the night it all went down. He and his wife were so proud to be watching their little girl grow up to be a beautiful actress up on the stage. 5 minutes before intermission would have begun, shots rang out in the back of the theatre. Angelo Valor, the new boss, demanded everyone join him in putting his demons to rest. An eye for an eye, a life for a life. The gang opened fire in the theatre, filling every audience member with round upon round of burning lead. The stage was now covered in the blood of the audience and actors. Tony had taken an early intermission and returned from the bathroom, completely unaware of the massacre in the next room. As he walked into the theatre room, he saw his wife and daughter as they lay lifelessly among the piles of bodies. "You took my family, so I'll take yours as compensation, Tony," Angelo screamed from the back of the room. Tony turned to him, his face red with rage, eyes burning into Angelo's very soul. He pulled out his Tommy gun, and as the darkness of the almost empty theatre consumed them, he fired wildly into the shadows. Angelo was found dead at the scene, but Tony's body was never found. Unbeknownst to the world, New York's greatest gangster had been lost to the fog. How was that backstory? Did it sound like it had been written in an hour at 2 a.m? That would be because it was. Now, I'm not exactly the best writer, but I hope you at least enjoyed it. Now we'll be moving on to the details about Tony. His power, his perks, his add-ons, survivor interactions, what he looks like, because I don't have enough money to commission an artist to draw what he looks like, so I'll give you a visual description instead. Everything you'd need to know about him before you hypothetically play as him in the game. So let's get on with it. This paragraph's name is A Crime of Passion. Taking place in a bloodied Broadway theatre, your killer is Tony Bruccino, aka The Brute. He stands at about the same height as the clown, and he moves at a speed of 4.4 meters per second. His terror radius is the usual 32 meters. He wears a black pinstripe suit, perfect for a fancy night out in the 30s, dark leather boots for crushing opponents into dust, and he tops his outfit off with a fancy black fedora to make him look taller than he is, as an intimidation technique, of course. His weapon of choice is his Tommy gun and brass knuckles that he always kept on him, even after retiring, in case some wise guy hellbent on revenge tried to get the jump on him or his family. And now for his special attack, Message Shop. Holding down the ability button will fire round upon round of bullets at survivors, followed by a decent amount of recoil. Naturally, firing makes it so that you walk slower, similar to the way the trickster walks slower when he's throwing his knives. The Brute carries 3 magazines on him, 1 in the chamber and 2 in his pockets, and each one holds 25 bullets for a base kit maximum of 75 bullets. Don't worry if you run out of bullets though, because much like other ranged killers, the Brute can restock his supply of ammunition by visiting one of the many lockers hidden throughout the entity's realm. It takes 15 bullets for a survivor to lose a health state, and once they do, they become broken for as long as they have bullet wounds. The most bullet wounds a survivor can have in them is 29 before going down. Survivors can remove these bullets either by themselves or by having someone else do it for them. Alternatively, they can let the wounds heal automatically over time. Removing them yourself takes 1 second per bullet. Removing them from another survivor takes 0.5 seconds per bullet. Survivors automatically recover from bullet wounds at a rate of 1 bullet every 3 seconds, much like the Trickster's laceration meter. It's worth noting that survivors with the endurance stats effect are immune to the Tommy gun's bullets, as a way to, deter camping and tunneling, which the game doesn't really do at this point. Next, we move on to his add-ons. I said before that I came up with a few. That was a lie. I actually came up with a full list of add-ons. So yeah, we've got 4 common, 5 uncommon, 5 rare, 4 very rare, and 2 ultra rare. It's a bit of a mouthful, but yeah. Starting us off with the common brown add-ons, we have the meme add-on, Broken Chamber. This increases the amount of bullet wounds needed to make a survivor lose a health state by 10, but it gives you 200% more blood points for the Full of Lead score event. So, it incentivizes more skill so you can get more points. It's a meme add-on, no one's going to use it properly. Next we have the Flimsy Belt. This makes it so that you can carry an extra magazine, turning your maximum up to 4. The next add-on, the Boss's Boots, gives you a 1% speed increase when you're firing, so that you can still keep up with the survivors even whilst you're firing. And finally, we have the Modified Ammo Chamber. Juxtaposed to the Broken Chamber, this add-on lets you reload 0.25 seconds faster, which doesn't seem like a lot, but 0.25 seconds saved is 0.25 seconds saved, so, who's going to be complaining? For his uncommon yellow add-ons, we have the Red Hot Bullets, which increase the time it takes for bullet wounds to heal automatically by 1 second, making it 4 seconds instead of 3, which doesn't sound like a lot, but this means it takes 60 seconds to auto-heal 15 bullets instead of the usual 45. 60 seconds of broken is pretty scary for some survivors. Next, we have the Polished Recoil Spring, which decreases recoil from firing by 15%, making your aim more accurate and making it easier to get continuous hits on survivors. After that, we have the Heavy Magazine, which increases the number of bullets per magazine by 10, giving you a new maximum of 105 bullets. The Pack-a-Punch brand army boots are a special brand of boots sold only at Tony's store that he dubbed Pack-a-Punch, which he opened after he retired from his life of crime. These boots increase his movement speed when firing by 5%. And our final yellow add-on is the torn telegram that was sent to Tony, informing him that Joseph had ratted him out to the police. This decreases the time it takes for him to reload the Tommy gun by 1 second, down from 3. I hope you got all that, because we're moving right onto the rare green add-ons. Starting with the white hot bullets. These increase the time it takes for bullet wounds to heal automatically by 2 seconds, thereby making it 5 seconds per bullet, so a full health state's worth of bullets takes a whopping 75 seconds to auto-heal. Next, we have the Pack-a-Punch brand recoil spring that decreases recoil by 30%, giving you a deadly aim onto anyone within your line of sight. Following the trend of Pack-a-Punch brand, we have the Pack-a-Punch brand magazines. These make it so that your maximum number of bullets per magazine are increased by 15, giving you 40 bullets per magazine, so you can keep on firing as long as you like. After that is the family photo, a photo of the Velour family before being torn apart by the mob. This increases the maximum number of magazines you can carry by 2, giving you a grand total of 5 magazines and 125 bullets. And lastly, in the green add-ons, is the Broadway ticket. Used by Tony to gain entrance to his daughter's show, it allows bullets to pierce through survivors. Still not done with these. I hope I haven't lost you yet, but don't worry, we're almost done, because these are the very rare purple add-ons. Pack-a-Punch brand bullets. Using these beefier brand entrusted bullets gives your Tommy gun even greater stopping power. Shooting 5 bullets at a breakable wall or dropped pallet will destroy it instantly, which is a pretty decent power to have, especially for long loops around tall walls where you just won't be able to catch up, or if you can't get a good line of sight to hit those survivors. Again, a Pack-a-Punch brand item, Pack-a-Punch brand rubber bullets. These guys are coated in a rubber shell and can bounce off the environment twice. Makes for a very fun, very chaotic match, especially if you've been sent to an indoor map such as The Game or Larry's or RPD, Midwich as well. I don't know if you've ever gone against a trickster on an indoor map with bouncy blades, but it's so funny and it's just full of chaos. Like, yeah. And our last 2 purple add-ons we have are the shrapnel bullets, illegal bullets that Tony refused to stock in his shop. These cause survivors that remove their own bullet wounds to be hindered for 2 seconds per bullet. So if they remove 15 bullets on their own, they run at a slower pace for 30 seconds, which can definitely be the difference between life and death in this game. And finally, for our last purple add-on, we have the Velour Parents Eulogy, cut out from the daily paper by Joseph to remember his parents by. This add-on increases the time it takes to remove bullet wounds by 0.5 seconds, no matter who you are. So, having another survivor remove your bullet wounds now takes twice as long, so it's 15 seconds up from 7.5, and removing them yourself takes 22.5 seconds up from 15. So, maybe it'd be best to wait them out and instead maybe do something productive, like a generator. Please? Please do a generator? Please? God, I hate solo queue. And finally, the moment you've probably been waiting for, the ultra rare pink iridescent add-ons. Tony's hit list. A myriad of names have been crossed out, as if keeping count. Survivors that perform the remove bullets action have their aura revealed afterwards for 0.5 seconds per bullet. That's 7.5 seconds for 15 bullets. And last but certainly not least, the Pack-a-Punch brand iridescent brass knuckles. That one's quite a mouthful. Survivors that remove 10 or more bullets scream and become exposed for 15 seconds. This is based on the survivor that performs the remove bullets action, so if another survivor removes your bullets, when it gets to 10 bullets, they scream and they're exposed for 15 seconds. So, you know, maybe it is best to just wait it out and do something productive like a gen. You know, like maybe like a gen. Maybe do a generator, please. Is solo queue ever gonna get better? No? Okay. Yeah. So, what did you think of those? Most of them were admittedly stolen straight from the trickster, like the piercing bullets and the bouncy bullets, but I think it would work since they would have similar playstyles, but with obvious and notable differences. Let me know if you would use any of these in your game as the Brute, and what you think your favourite would be. What pairing of add-ons you would dub as OP. Here's a chart of some maths while you ponder that to show you the maximum amount of bullets you can have for each add-on pairing, including the base kit stuff. Okay, now we have the real moment you've been waiting for. No Dead by Daylight concept would be complete without the perks. They change the way the game is balanced, the way people play, and the kind of fun you can have, especially when it comes to making your own build. And I can say with certainty that the Brute's perks, Forget About It, Kingpin, and Omerta, will remind you of his great power and undeniable influence over the city of New York. Forget about it. Sometimes you have to stretch the truth to stay on top, no matter the cost. Survivors that heal themselves by any means must heal again at 200%, 150%, or 100% increased speed. Survivors that are healed by others must be healed again at 50% increased speed. Forget About It activates once per hook state, and survivors that heal the first time recover from effects such as mangled and hemorrhaged. You didn't see nothing here. Forget about it. I feel like, given the current medkit meta for survivors, this counts as another slowdown perk for killers, without being super oppressive though, especially when it comes to keeping survivors injured. Obviously this perk would go well on killers like Oni or Ghostface that force survivors to heal and generate pressure simply by injuring players. I made it so that healing debuffs get erased after the first heal because I wouldn't want it to be too oppressive, for the same reason that nobody has fun playing against a sloppy butcher, choleraphobia, distressing Wesker. You know, it just isn't fun. Like, that's not gameplay, that's skill check simulator, and like not the good kind, if one exists, you know. Kingpin. You're in charge here, and they all pay up somehow, eventually. You see the auras of survivors using items within your terror radius for 3, 4, 5 seconds. This is my territory, and I say what goes. This perk was made as sort of a counter to toolboxes. Well, sure, you could use Gearhead to see who's abusing stakeout hyperfocus. You still need to injure them first, and it's not super efficient. Kingpin, however, will let you track which pesky survivor it is that hit you with the flashbang, and whoever is trying to blind you from a mile away, you'll see them exactly where they are. This perk synergizes with Forget About It quite a bit, given the fact that survivors who have to heal will likely use the medkit to do so. So, you know, you get the slowdown and you get the information. Not a bad combo, if I do say so myself. And finally, Omerta. Breaching their vow of silence towards authority is gonna get them all killed. When the obsession is within 6, 8, 10 meters of another survivor, the aura of the survivor who is not the obsession is revealed for 7 seconds. Omerta has a cooldown of 30 seconds. Snitches get stitches. The obsession is notified about the perk in the same way as they're notified by things like Dying Light and Object of Obsession, stuff like that. Playing on the idea of ratting out other people to save your hide, Omerta is a great information perk that lets you figure out the location of 2 survivors. Both survivors will get the notification that they're being affected by the perk, but only one will be in danger, as it will be hard to tell where the obsession is without another aura perk or a mistake being made on their part. Or, you know, they're just out in the open. Also, not that anyone really uses it, but it would be a hard counter to Blood Pact, which can be pretty infuriating, especially if they use it correctly, or if you don't know how to deal with it. And there you have it. My paragraph concept for my original killer, Tony the Brute Brucino. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments. Tell me whether you would use these perks or these add-ons, if they would make you change your build or help you make a super powerful one. And once again, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. The thing that you're watching this video on right now, it's free, so, you know, why not? And if you hit the little bell icon, you'll get a notification the next time I post a video. And believe me, you're gonna wanna be there when that happens. I'll be making more content like this in the future, and next time I'm gonna be moving on to making a licensed chapter concept. You know, the thing that everyone does, but I'm gonna try my hand at it to see how well I can do, you know? Oh, and also I'm live on Twitch playing Dead by Daylight Monday to Thursday, 7:30 PM to 10 PM UK time. Why don't you drop on by and we can hang out? I'll leave a link in the description, so I hope to see you there. Thank you for watching as always, and goodbye.